Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It is early in the morning here, but I wanted to show you what I'm doing today. I'm taking a minute in my life that has not rained and stuff is trying to dry out. Let me turn you around and show you what I got. Alright guys, if you're new here, welcome, and if you're an oldie but a goodie, welcome back. I am trellising up or pinning up my big tomato plants. As you can see, I do have a few different kind of trellising systems. So the one I liked was these plastic things that I brought, but they break very easily, hence it is a plastic. And I don't have a lot of technically pieces to make the trellis part. So besides this is what I love to do with this, but I don't have a lot of pieces. This is the bed that had a bunch of tomatoes in it last year. That's why there's a lot of tomatoes growing everywhere. But I won't be surprised if like 80% of the tomatoes is actually that baby little tiny tomato that I hated, because it was everywhere. I have these metal cages that you can open them up, make them straight, which I did it over here to cover these two tomatoes. I don't think you can tell because clearly it's a piece of metal. And then I do have and then it turns into a cage if you put it as a cage. So it has multi-systems. But these are breaking. I had these already past 5 years. The other way I've been putting them is just with the one stick and tying them in. But I doubt it'll hold off because the sticks are plastic. So I did these two with the sticks, and then this one with the sticks. I also cut down the piece in the bottom touching the dirt, because don't forget, as rain starts coming, they do start getting the disease, because the rain is actually, popping on them. Lexi gave me a bunch of tomatoes, and I don't know why, because check it out. I still got tomatoes coming out of every single bed. So, I'm excited about that, and let me explain why. Alright guys, I forgot to tell you why I was excited seeing all the seedlings in every single bed. The reason I'm excited is because you see the cat up there. The reason I'm excited is because I am horrible at starting plant starts. So having more tomatoes or whatever coming up by themselves without me having to do anything actually works out in my favor. Because if my starts die, which normally they do, I mean, I want to say I did over 60 starts in the beginning of this year, and I did not have 60. I ended up having maybe 20 something, and some of them are like this little because I suck at starting seedlings. That is something I definitely need to work on. And I've been trying every single year, so I am happy that every single bed that had tomatoes last year, I'm sorry, I keep looking at the wrong last year got tomato plants popping up. So once they get to a good size, I can actually transfer them into other spots in the garden, and I should have a good size of, or a good amount of tomatoes, because last year my tomatoes, they did pretty bad. I don't remember why. I would have to go back. This is why I say this is for my insanity, not yours. Because I get to go back to these videos to see. But I have to see what happened last year. I don't remember, but I know I did not have as much tomato sauce as I wish I had prior years to that one. But let's go back to the video. And I keep looking in the wrong spot. Sorry. So here's the stick. This is a double one. It has a piece in the middle. And these are the pieces that I keep. They break and then I don't have anymore. So once they're gone, they're gone. And when I use the one little piece, it's very short. So I've been just plopping it and forcing it basically
wherever the plant is falling to give it a sort of like a enforcement, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. And then I don't have it tied down, but eventually I will come and tie them down. Now, if it does get out of tomato craziness in this bed, I think I'll keep it even though I could just get rid of them. But last year I didn't do too good with tomatoes. So here's the pepper bed. And even in this bed, I have tomatoes growing. And that's okay in this bed, because the tomatoes in this bed was not those tiny little tomatoes. So I'm okay with that. Yesterday, I did put leeks on this side. I think you saw the short. That was the other day. And I cleaned out most of these beds. So any tomatoes that are coming out in any other bed besides this one is the ones that I want to keep. That's the one I want to kill, because those are those little tiny peppers. Now here, I still got to clean up some of these beds. Because clearly the beds need cleaning. So what I want to do is I am going to transfer some of these tomatoes into this cage right here, because I do have the cucumbers right there, but that's it. We only have the onions on this side. Can you see that? Oh, sorry. Onions on this side, and then I have the walking onions on that side. As you can see, grass is, I want to say that's actually crabgrass. That's not actually wheat. And it's because the soil is clearly exposed. So what do I want to do? I want to do so many things. Right now I'm cutting all these stuff that is overgrowing thanks to the rain. I'm not complaining. Thank you, rain. But I am going to transplant one of these tomatoes over. So you see, this tomato can stay there, because I remember having a big tomato plant on this side. So I'm alright with that. Alright guys, I'm not sure what cucumber is that, but it's a cucumber, so we keep it. That's what we do. What do I want to do now? I still got more tomatoes to trim out a little bit. So I'm just going to go around and actually trim down the tomatoes. And I think I'm going to buy the round cages. So you gardeners out there who love to watch my videos, if you are out there for my videos, I want to know, do you guys like the round cages for the tomatoes, the square cages for the tomatoes, or some other source of trellising for your tomatoes? Please let me know. I like to know what you guys like. Remember, this is the thing that we trim down for it to die. And you see, it's still not dying. I got spinach, kale. I thought I saw some kind of watermelon growing out, but looks like it died out. Or is it that one over there? I don't know. The seed was so small that I'm not too sure. But I do have cucumbers here that I'm going to let grow up this trellis. I think this winter we have a lot of work to do on these beds. That I do know. Because my first bed that was dope last year is not dope no more. I don't know what happened to it. And it's okay, because some of these, I think I am gonna fix them and make them a little more even, because as you can see, this one is like lap-sided. That kills me. And then I can't move it right now because of the fact that it has all the onions in it. And then the fact that I ended up, like a dummy, putting the wrong cover crop on my beds, that's also another drama in itself. So I do have to kill some of this stuff that I see everywhere that needs to be killed. I see more squash popping up. What else is popping up? I think we got actually eggplant. Yeah, like you see all this grass gotta go, people. Gotta go. Alright, let me trim and stop procrastinating because I still gotta go back inside. I'll show you the remainder when I come back. I did have my contractor come in and stir up all the compost. So that was great because I didn't have to do that. The corn seems to be sporadically growing. Not sure how that is gonna work out. But I'm heading back in and I'll show you some more later. Check out all the cabbages, the ones that were not cabbages, my melon acorn squash. That's a big ass bug. The acorn squash, all of it looks so great. Alright guys, I gotta dump some compost. So usually when I dump compost, obviously it's not compost, it's discards from the kitchen. So it's like eggshells, coffee, any leftover food that Lexington does not give to his chickens. Like that kind of stuff. I have a bucket full. And now I need some kind of green to throw on top of this so it can compost in place, kind of thing, that kind of thing. So let me start mowing and I'll show you what I got. Alright guys, I put the compost in. Totally forgot that I was supposed to show you. This is the first one that everything goes to. We turned it this morning. And then I put more compost. I put green stuff. I put grass clipping and I got brown. So I think I'm alright with that. I'm usually a set it and forget it kind of person. I don't stir it that often. It also has the rabbit manure and the chicken cleanup from the chicken coop. This one, we haven't done anything to it but water it. Hopefully it's decomposing. This one looks really good. I just put the leftover of the green in here. This one is good. That one is way better. I do have a lot of...
I don't think we should leave the wood handle outside.
And then, these two are actually pretty good to go if I need to use them. Except for the big pieces. I usually, as soon as I'm going to grab some for the garden, I take out the big pieces and put it this way. That's why there's big pieces there. I still got more grass to cut. So, that being said, let's go finish. Guys, here's the orchard. I gotta try to cut this. It's a lot of dirt, not a lot of grass. I do eventually want to work on the grass part of clearly this. The trees have been doing better since we put compost and we put the wood chips around it, which is great. Except for that one, but that one has always given us trouble since the beginning. So, as you can see, it's dropping leaves. I gotta Google it to see what's going on. I don't see any more ants. This thing was bombarded by ants, but ever since I put the liquid ant thing, it actually been doing better. Now, the cherries, as I look at my surroundings, you see we're gonna cut all of this. The cherries actually started doing, it was doing a new, obviously a new branch, and then this branch broke off. I don't know the who, the what, the when, or the how, or the why. My guess is when we had that big, huge, bad storm, and then it flew off, and I have no idea where it's at, because I don't see it anywhere. I'm coming! I don't see it anywhere. Here's my first snake encounter stuck in my glue trap. It's a baby snake. It's a garden snake. It's non-poisonous milk something snake. According to Google, it's dead. Oh well. We cut the grass. Some of it is still there because it's too close to the trees, so I need to do the trim part of it. But besides that, I think we did pretty good. Good gosh. Whew. Now, I have a couple of piles of topsoil everywhere, thanks to Caleb. This dirt we can use to level out stuff, and we're gonna try to make compost. You guys saw that I put grass on all the compost, even here.
On top of the sawhorses.
Can I get my... Alright guys, so I didn't do anything else. I did cut as much grass as I could in here, but I do have to trim. Some stuff is too tight for the lawnmower, the riding or the walking lawnmower to go through. Plus I have to move all these hoses. So I was able to lift up all my tomatoes and plant some of them in certain areas. I am going to order more of the... Actually, I'm going to order a set... Sorry. A set of the round tomato cages and another set of the square tomato cage that flattens up and is easy for storage. So, to see which one I like better. I like to do that kind of stuff to test out what I like better, because sometimes I don't like what other people like. And according to them, it's like the bomb diggity. But, dude, it's hot. Don't mind me. Thank you for watching. God bless. Don't forget to subscribe. Give it a thumbs up. And I will see you guys on the next one. Enjoy the opposite view of things. Future greenhouse area. Orchard. Nope, not an orchard. A vineyard. Future vineyard.